Ist das Kunst oder kann das weg? Which means something like, is this art or can this like go away? Can we throw this away? And, you know, they're all the same banana. It's all bananas. Hello, internet citizens. I am back from the depths of hell, which is applying to art university. And I guess my last video was kind of a banger, kind of a banger. And I want to say thanks that we got 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. I didn't expect that video to help me get over that milestone. So thank you guys! Woo! Confetti! You know, since my last video had like a bunch of like 3,000 views, I think that's like a lot for me. And you know, there was such a positive response. I've been sort of like overthinking what my next video should be about. I've basically, like, all I've been doing is work on my portfolio. That's it. I'm kind of fried, but I've also been working on my like art business, and that's been really fun. During my portfolio process, and especially the homework, I have felt a sort of discontent with my work. The work itself was great. Like, I pulled off some really good homework for my applications. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. I think that is a result of me trying very hard to make something good so that I would finally get accepted into art school. Or like art university. The works itself, they're good, but the thing is that I'm personally not invested in what it is about. But the fact that I still got so much positive feedback for it kind of made me question whether all of my regular art, the silly, the cute, the horrifying, everything that makes up my usual like themes, whether those are still worth something, which of course they have worth, but the public reception towards the thing I'm not invested about is almost higher than the private, personal, gritty ones that may not reach such a broader audience. For a time I was kind of like questioning myself, like, because the first portfolio I had was also like, your work is too anime. I was trying to express my perspective on life while using stylistic choices that were like, you know, maybe adjacent to anime. But I've already talked about that in my getting rejected from university video. Maybe it was the course that I was applying to. Maybe it was just that one school that couldn't work with what I had. But it made me think, like, does something like this, a little Mew figure, it is very cute, it's from a game, it's a cute little Pokemon, it sparks a lot of joy, certainly, but is this, on an artistic level, worth less than, say, a piece of art that critiques the world on a societal level? Which I think the obvious answer is sort of no, because it's whatever, everything has its like place, but at the same time, it's difficult when you're not taken very seriously for making cute art, or for cute and stylistic art to not be taken as seriously as something made for a general audience. Which I guess if you filter the perspective on art through like a public audience, there is always gonna be something to critique. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that there was just a sort of discontent with making something where the public reception is very positive, but I'm not invested in it, versus making something that I love that other people may not get because it's not as palatable, or it's just not of their taste, which is fine. But I've got these sort of two like strings pulling at me. I was wondering what other perspectives there could be about this sort of topic. I think I've taken some notes. So, the role of an artist in society, right? Are we obligated to be communicators and be political in our artwork? If we don't do that, does that diminish the value of artistry? Does art have inherent value in itself? Which I think it does, but I think if you're not an artist yourself, it may be harder to grasp the inherent value of art, because art is all around us, right? There's art on my walls, there's John Pork, there's like all this shit, all of this stuff. Even this like potted plant, if you take it that far, has been designed and created by another human. Or maybe the shape of this guitar, the sticker on it, the statue, actually I made that myself. You know, all the plushies that I collect, all these things that make up a whole world of different colors and that inspire me in turn as an artist. It's like a big cycle. I'm just wondering why on like an official level or on this like elitism level of people like looking down on this kind of stuff, why it seems like it has less value than say museum curated societal critique stuff, which that also has its place. But I wouldn't argue that, say, a banana taped on the wall is worth more than, you know, like an anime figure. Which, the banana taped on the wall, I think it's called Comedian, and I don't know the artist's name, I'll just like put it like here. I actually put something inspired by that work into my portfolio, and I read more about it. So let me just give you a picture. So it was a banana taped on a wall. You might have seen it with like duct tape, and that artwork was sold for like over $1 million. And apparently it was supposed to critique or lay open how like millionaires or like use art as an excuse to pump a bunch of money in it to like kind of save their assets or something. I'm not like a crypto bro. I don't know. It sounds like a scam, which it is, because that banana was not worth like $1 million. It was like worth like €2 with the duct tape, you know? I made a portfolio entry for my visual communications portfolio because I was mad. I was upset about my stylistic choice of art being viewed as lesser than, say, something painterly or modern or graphic, just in a stylistic way. So I made like 5 of these banana pictures, which one is like just the banana. And then there was an anime banana, there was a fucking painted banana, there was a sketched banana, there was even a abstract banana, and the caption was, I typed it in German, Ist das Kunst oder kann das weg? Which means something like, is this art or can this like go away? Can we throw this away? And you know, they're all the same fucking banana. It's all bananas. You know, I feel like it is all bananas. Like, in a way, a lot of stuff is just kind of meaningless until you give it meaning. And to me, the anime banana can have so much more meaning than just a real banana. Which is, you know, why we make art, why we have all these worlds and fantasies and stuff that we like to get lost in. And even those, like, anime and manga have, like, so much to give. I sound like a weeb right now, but think just, not just your run-of-the-mill, like, action anime, but even those. Every story, every character you consume, or most of them anyway, have some sort of value and some sort of moral to give to you. So the media that we sort of consume reflects ourselves back onto us and in turn inspires us to change and be a different person. That is why I love anime or like just storytelling or expressing myself through art, because I can take all of my experiences and turn it into something meaningful. I can take something that only has meaning to me and turn it into something that I can share my perspective on with someone else. And I think that is very, very, very beautiful thing. And I think that is also why so many artists are upset over AI. Oh my god, she said it. AI. Wee. But I think people are upset over AI because it misses the step of your personal experience being turned into something created through your lens. There is like another layer, another entity making something for you that should be coming from you, from your soul, right? All of these things around me, they were created by people who have lived and experienced something and then made something of that experience. They were inspired by other artists, and they were inspired by the world around them, and they put something into the world. And I think that is a very brave thing to do, because the moment you put yourself out there, it's war. Everybody can give you an opinion on yourself, on your art, and it reflects back onto you, and it feels like a sword out in your chest. At least you've done something with yourself, with your time. And I think if you're not someone who actively creates things, say like music or writing or whatever, I encourage you to try and make something. Even if it's bad, you don't even have to share it with anyone. I think everyone should be a little more creative. Even if it's just cooking, try something new or get inspired by the world around you and try to make the world a better place through that. I've had a lot of difficult moments in my life, and all of these things, all of these human-made, lovely things, even though they are silly, they are cute, and you could argue that they are meaningless, but to me, they shaped a whole world of beautiful moments within the shit moments, the really shit moments. What I've been trying to get off my chest, don't let anybody tell you that something cute or something colorful, something childish, or something seemingly meaningless doesn't actually hold any value, because it does. Nothing matters, but also everything matters. Yeah, I hope that was coherent. I'm still struggling with perfectionism when it comes to making videos. I'm like, oh my god, now that my last video was really good, I gotta be like the best YouTuber ever. I gotta make something worthwhile. I gotta script my video. I gotta like post every day, which I don't, and this is my attempt at making something that may not be perfect and maybe like kind of stupid and meaningless, but maybe you can give it some meaning. Maybe you can write something in the comment section and give me your perspective. So yeah, a little plug. This weekend, I will be tabling at this event right here, Yokai Y, and if you're around, check out my stuff. Also, if you want to support me, I don't have a Patreon or anything. I'm just doing YouTube as of now. But I do have an AC Goods side where I sell some of my keychain designs and stuff, and I only get a fraction of those. But I feel like, you know, if you like my art and you would like a keychain that I'm not able to provide because I don't like ship anything out myself at the moment. But if you want to like support that and get a little piece of art from me to you, that would be a good way to start. So yeah, anything that I said today made any sense, but you know, here I go. Go Taya. So be safe out there. Take care and make something today, because all art is meaningful and all art has value.